Well, okay, it's pretty good after having a good relaxation, you know. But anyway, any sort of things to delay a thoughts of theory, because in that way the brain kind of like chill out and nothing to do. So anyway, in that way, does it really work in relation to being sex partner? Okay. Counselor in relation to left brain, right brain, head brain, back brain. How does synesthesis memorizes doing nothing to relax the sex partner? Hmm. So, in the evolution of our human brain, the human body system via lines only, synesthetically obey with the heart. It, yeah. So, when it does that, Twiggy, being an old boy, you don't know how no or no, because sharing the love of testosterone is only a monologue of no say. Why? Well, in reality of life, I kind of don't know which one I really choose to have real sex with, because the apparently there or something in relation to having hypertron or hypersex is a driver in relation to our brain. But Brian from Queer as Folks, how do we know which one is a real feces of a heart? To eat alike, to love alike, to storm alike, to tell alike, to stick alike, to tape alike, to tethor alike, knowing synthetist. So, being in the wild, bizarre work in relation to, you know, all of you, then so in that way, it's just a thinking of quick. So things, no. So thinking of quick means we just melessolate ourselves in relation to our head brain, because we did not know what we will know in relation to being separated then intention of the connector, because in that way, putting through lines of reaction in relation to neutron block of a cell to sub the flow of lovable million. So in that way, you used to be a Mimi, Nene, Bulla, Dino, Bolo. So, in a human brain being Philadelphia, having aids in relation to intensifying that we don't know what to do now because we just first met in relation to sex tape, typing, the part of them of connectors, and in so, how do we know that the human brain is only a sex partner? So, quiz show. Arranging any kind of personality in relation to our own devotion of eclipse to map the knowing. So, our human soul is just the love being. Blizzard of zombies. But in that way, we do not look to like our humanity to store our memory stick, to undraw the finale of rapist, because our life is just we just met. It's the same, isn't it? Straight people having an arouse of sex. Then later on we think, oh, he doesn't get along. So my first girlfriend is, I did not know why my human is a sibling of what happened at Discovery Hotel. When when a girl you know. So anyway, in that way, I know that later on I may predict adoption, because adoption, first word, is a visualization of how real it would be to last too. So, my own maturity to understand straight bone. So in that way, straight bone is how do we float together to be our entire life to our next day of birth. Then too, we can't because we never know what we used to be knowing. Is that reincarnation? No. Our inner feces of eating, drumming, birthing, mallow, timing, passy, don't know. So in that way, our cycle through our posturation of our own, then our soul is just a level of human runs because within our soul there is no physical time to store the membrane of Pinala. So in that way we cannot process the oxygen of our own air, and in that way we can't remember what we have. The human soul is just a human to know that the days of our life we will liberate into a journal of cycle and telling a story about how we know within soul, then soul, we have been diverted into our lake of sound because in shar, first word is wagala of Tumpala by dottY to impulse our lamtatan of violence. So in soul, our fifth REV is not inside to be the real sex tape because if it gets sticky, then it's a torsion of knowing, sensibility of love. So Twiggy, since you are camp, I'm camp as well. But look at me. I see things in you without knowing that you are just a flatmate in relation to a fish cake to tie me down because The third relationship in a soul is just rumble. Hmm? That's just a query in relation to our spirit life, because in relation to our spirit life, our mythology is just a Emily Rose to undecide the injection of venom by the majority of Zebos. So in Zebos, being a cute, cute boy, we do not know that later on we die pray, because our spirit energy is just a thinking system of overlaps by framing into the day of birth, certifying that one day you never be one. So, in relation to our develop, do they talk? I'm just associated in a dead brain cell, because the dead brain cell in is just outline the overlapping frames of sex tape in relation to imagery, because in that way, if the sex tape memorizes our le color, then when our time is up, our thought is only a provision, by knowing that the days of our life is just mimetic of method. So the sort of even in relation to hamburger, to know that we do not eat what we do not eat before we were born to eat, like our mummy. And in that time, our layers of first aid kit is just a moment of knowing that when we die, our band-aids tears apart until we sweep the floor of the chamber to coffin our own flu. So, by the time we get there in the underground floor, our majority of table is that our mummy bear told us that Alicia Key is not knowing to understand first say. So in that shar, our own personnel can also equal the rectaton of our own realm, to know that our methyl is our own DNA. So, so far so good in relation to coming up with a, semiconductor to conflict the real true soul of love songs and remedies of poison in relation to our lele. Because in that relation, do we know that our own span, thank you, man, is just a nugget of so in that way, in the human brain, in relation to our own condemnation of law, does the civil law, no, does the beacon, no, does the know that when we buy one, we have a romantic dance. But in that way, if we do, will it mimic our eyes to connect to the shantung of our soul and to feel bold and strong of Stella and to therefore a drink of remedy and to know we spend our time to transmute our own utility by each sex before it appeals to each other by Lilith, which is so in that way the freedom of heaven is just a drum bum, tankum bum, and in that way when the heaven doors fly through our own soul, our local show is not knowing how we cannot cry anymore to know that, our mom died before us, and in that way, how do we know that? So, tricky. Selling a point of do we know that our love is our redemption of real survivor to be and to so tricky. The monkey magic journal based upon finding demands of bisexual, then how come it does not know that it cannot flare through the spirit energy to line up the phases of dictionary by column to understand common use of demands and strike through the thinking pattern of so this way. In this relation with small banana is only in transits of G-shock to know that this so our last resort is
What do you want to cook? Huh? Do you want dinner or not?
What
Do
is
you
it?
want dinner? Oh, it's sausage and bacon in there.
Oh, mash it when the bacon and that's nearly cooked.
Oh
Otherwise
yeah,
it gets cold.
Yeah, okay. You can leave it there when you want.
It's just not that bad.
Yeah.
Tired. Tired.
Tired. Right.
small property. You go.
2 each tonight. I'll go cook this in a minute. What? What are you doing?
I agree.
Oh.
Two sausages.
Yeah. 1 each, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. 1 each for tonight, have it tomorrow. Yeah. Don't eat much.
What's that?
What?
What's this?
That's later.
What is it?
With this. It's Italian style. Peas, see? Yellow split peas. I'll cook that in a minute when you're finished. Yeah. Just stir it. Oh, I cooked that as well. Because you're only using that plate, I mean that fry pan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Pretty much. Might as well do it. How do you cook Italian stuff? Starts with Rocha or Capo? Oh, I don't bloody know. I don't bloody know how to cook that.
It's a cool.
Do they have like any veggies and stuff in there? Or?
I don't know what you do.
Oh, me neither.
They cook mushrooms and all.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 each. That's all. Hey. So, our classes of subjects in relation to our antibacteria, because in that way, our physical type is only the condition of the magnanum, because once we hire the transom of the fifth oral, we will reposition ourselves into the compliance of the network and the consumption of its own current affairs. In that way, when we order the segmentation of the formula, we will reposition ourselves into the core of the non-formula. What do you want? Come and clean. Because in that way, in relation to our metaphors, we will return in relation to our placism. Because in the needs of the mangla, how do we know that the development of impala will practically the chonchon of the manufacturing degree. Because in that way, if we can try to know that the delicate is the transition of the aura, we will focus on in relation to our developer. Because our epithelium is just a bank statement of knowing that the attribute will formulate into the particular. So in that way and in that time, we will wara the ahorn in relation to the toe. So in relation to the toe, the letter of the birth point, we know that the toe will bring us luck. Oh, well, our conception of luck is that when we know that the luck is just an emblem of knowing how to execute the mechanism of law. So in that way in law, the mechanism of law is that anakana will open ourselves in relation to our intensifier. Because the love relationship based upon transcend will actually be here in relation to our. So, in that way, once we share the manufacturing degree of the artificial, intellectual, artificial transcend to mimic the vocabulary of our thoughts in relation to our know-how. Foxy. And in that way, if the third development based upon our shar is the focus of the dark crystal, we will know what to know in relation to telling mode. Because in that way, and in each way, our well-luck is the function of our syllable. So don't use that. So just all don't use that. Use that. And in that way, if we can be weak into the proper law, we will reposition ourselves into the compliance of our own maturity and to location the kasala. So in that time and in this time, when we know that our monkama will return into the guardian, we will wala krakasa, the mechanism of dottY. So in that time and in this time, when we know that the concussion is salat, we will concussion the concussion. So in a matter of time, the blabala will actually be better in relation to the manufacturing degree. Because in that way, when it sexy, the non-non, then the sex bomb will. But in that way, when we appeal into the mechanism of, then we know that we know. Oh. So in that way, the consumption of our instrument based upon our level lab, we will sense on the percussion of law and to transit the organic, transit the level lab of 6%. And you mentioned potato?
Yeah, I mentioned potato.
Yeah. Do you want to put it in the bowl?
No, I mentioned in this.
Why? No. Why you put it in the bowl?
I mentioned in the pot.
Okay. So in that way, when we can organically program the data of the mechanism, we will realize the synthesis of mechanism. Because in a matter of time, when we know what we know, the instrument will materialize the manufacturing degree. Because the mechanism of law will translate the prolificity. What are you looking for?
Pepper.
So in that way, when we reach the level of our order, we will reposition ourselves into the lexicon of prolixity. And in that time, we will know what we know how to know. So So in that way, the evolution of bigger, we will also need to know that the Kegana of knowing how to know, the knowing how to know will be in time. See? I didn't do anything. It's a float of this stove. You've got to be careful when you cook. That's why the meat goes nice. It just slides through, look. Can't just drill it. So look, see? See? You've got to hold it. See? No, don't worry about it. I'm just... Look. So the next case study is the implant of Andrea Mickey in relation to and in so when we return the manufacturing degree of the position of a timer, we will need to know that the thunderbolt will compile the instrument of law. And in that way, no, I want to use this. The economy of law is the interface of the third amount of technology. Ow! In relation to Amatala. Watch out for the spat, yeah. So in that time, once we know the income system in relation to our third development, the manufacturing degree is the problem of law in relation to the development of amnesia. And in that time, once we know how to know the blinking system of the partial, we will develop the synthesis of law and to also indicate this car. So in that way, when there is a floater in relation to our stove, it cooks well, it meshes well, it conflicts well. So in that way, profile in relation to your Yulara. The income system of the next postal is a formulate in relation to Ananka. So in a matter of time, once we share the manuscript in relation to our 30 Kasan, the 30 Kasan of technology will be relayed in relation to the Thunderbolt and installed. If it does, it can compromise the issue of the non-matter and to position ourselves into the Aplacha, because in that time and in this time, the nothing of law is our indication of our Saluva to position ourselves into the Palakate. But in this way and in that way, the nonna is the necessity of law and to Shankatan into the Lakasay and inside. Because our 51 soma is the intellectual copy tissue of the artificial intelligence to thunderbolt the manuscription. In this matter of time, we will supplement the necessary of shar in relation to our glyphosate and chinkanol. So in this matter of time, when we can share the alana, we will reposition ourselves into the confunction accuracy. The manner of time is based upon our transition in relation to our ordering system and formulate into the biofilacracy. The percentages of the segment now is based upon our leke, tosho, nana, and the transition of the aura. So in that way, and in this way, if we can see the monthly in relation to our pa, so, dala, we will reposition our ordering system into the transmission of aura. Because in that way, and in this way, the sunblower will actually be mapped into the conditions of the circumstance. Because the not law of law, we will nationate the illegal palata in relation to the 30 way, 26 way, and OP way in relation to Amakam. So in this matter of time, when we rejoice the manuscript, we will send the Sigma 9 in relation to our teleport and to focus on literacy. So in this way, when we share the instrument in relation to our teleport, we will accompany the proportion of the codex and transcript. Because this matter of time, we will accompany the manufacturer and also the sequence mechanism. As this matter of time, when we start to influence, we will know how the incarnate and the protocol kanana. The transition of this way, we will class the subdivider in relation to our butterfly. And in this matter of time, once we know how to conclude the manufacturing degree of the intellectual intelligence, we will reweave into the legacy of law and also inculcate the Turkopo.
Yam potato?
Yeah.
And rice.
No, it's Italian style. Oh, I don't know what you call it. It's Italian style. It's pasta. It's kind of like pasta. Pasta has a similarity to rice. Yeah, they do. So in this way and in that way, the conclusion of the Appalachia is the Ichwaka Sansansan. Because the majority of our Nenke Manka, we will rework into the condition of method and to question the law in relation to our laser. The manufacturing degree in relation to our transition, the mechanism of law is that particularly of instrument, but in so the condition of method. We will reglue the mechanism of the Okoshan Kansasa because our pause is based upon our net in relation to the Wakaka and also in so. A way of our engine system is to formulate into the condition of maximum number of utility and to sasasai into the kokushanon. Because within that time and within this time, we will know how to conform the instructor of none. So in this way and in that way, the obligatory of law is an institution of Mekarsei. So the 31 development based upon the Shangshan is a shar in relation to the development of Amno and to Plakasei, the Ikono. So the math condition of physics is based upon the Plakasei of the liberation and to indicate the Koto. So in a matter of time, oh, where is it?
Yeah, pepper.
No. we can thunderstroke the transition in relation to our order and also to ingram the fifth collocation. In this matter, in this matter of time, we will placate the law in relation to artificial and also to calculate the manufacturing degree of our parts in relation to our 31 degree and 26 formula. So in that time and in this time, we will negate the law in relation to axa and to position ourselves into the conjunction of network.